Hi everyone, and welcome back to the bowels of our aluminium whale. Now, that sounds a little bit off-putting. The hollow skeleton of our... Alright, enough with the biology metaphors. The boat needed a clean after 3 years of water intrusion and insects building homes, so it was time to get to work. One of the nice things about having an unfinished aluminium hull is that there's really no worries about damage from the elements. It's time to get rid of all the water and whatever else that is accumulated in the bilge. Well, believe it or not, this is the best way to get water out of the boat. It's not the most fun way to get water out of the boat, but it seems to be the most efficient. Pumps? Et voila! Now, given the evidence presented in the previous clip, I never thought that I would be the health and safety person on our job site. So imagine my surprise when I round the corner and see Evie merrily plasma cutting in only a Hawaiian shirt and shorts. Tut, tut. There, that's better. Here we're chopping up the remains of our old cradle because you never know when some big old steel pieces will come in handy, and we are nothing if not thrifty hoarders. Keen-eyed viewers may have noticed a lack of corrugated steel boxes in the background. Don't be fooled. That's just your eyes deceiving you. Those are not the sea cans you are looking for. Here, look at this beautiful sunrise. The sea cans are there, actually. See? They were here all along. Not like we forgot some footage or anything. What, do you think we're noobs at this or something? For shame. The sea cans were here the whole time. With the aid of more editing magic, igloo supports have magically materialized atop the sea cans, and those hoarded pieces of metal have already come in handy, forming braces on the left wall. We were fortunate enough to get a loan of a scissor lift for the task of erecting the igloo hoops for the price of a slab of beer from our next-door neighbors, which made an otherwise onerous task relatively easy. Thanks, Pete! Once we got a hoop up and took some measurements, we tweaked the position of the wall a little, plumbed it up, and tack welded braces along the length so we could get started production lining hoop placement. All that preparation and planning coming good. I'll admit that the first time up, you really question the safety and stability of these lifts, but after a couple trips up, it becomes routine, and then it's a matter of rinse and repeat as we watch the shadows shift and stretch. We definitely got our exercise in climbing ladders during this phase of the project. And just like that, 2 days of furiously flinging frames firmamentally comes to a close. Good Lord, I should not be allowed access to a thesaurus. A short trip back across the yard and the boat returns to her rightful place under the dome. All that remained now was to go back to all the tack welds and lay some permanent beads down. A simple task. Or so we thought. A little bit of technical explanation is in order here. We're welding with a MIG welder which uses an inert gas to shield the arc from atmospheric exposure. This gas can be blown away by the wind, which would thus ruin the weld. Our simple fix for this is to hold a piece of cardboard in front of the weld to block the wind. Easy peasy, right?
In a world where trees are minced mercilessly for corrugated cardboard, a hero will rise and strike fear into people's hearts. What happens when you push one flap too far? Find out with SB Sputtle presents Assault on the Action Cam, a tale of righteous revenge. Starring the Sneaky Solderer, Cardboard Killer, and introducing Leonardo DiCardboardio in Terminator 2, Rise of the Trees.
After 2.5 months of basically boat work and nothing but boat work, we're actually doing something fun for a change. Tonight we're going to see Nish Kumar at the Princess Theatre, Brisbane's oldest surviving theatre. The venue and show was fantastic and a welcome change from boat work. On the eve of our departure for Canada, I thought I'd take a little bit of time to reflect up here on the shipping containers on what we've got done over the last 3 months. And to be honest, I'm pretty happy, although I hope for more. But yeah, we have them all in place. We have the frame for the shelter up, and here I am standing in the new, what will be the new workshop. Above our 40-foot shipping container. Stairs will be somewhere down there where our home now is. We will build out a sort of dance floor right to the edge of the hull, and then it's just like 2 or 3 easy steps up to the boat to be on deck. I am pretty chuffed about how the boat fits in here. We measured very carefully and did a bunch of calculations, and yeah, we have about this much either side, so it was a little bit tricky getting it in with the tractor, but well, I thought I might explain a little bit about why we have to leave Australia, and by virtue of us being cheap as the Aussies might say, we find ourselves here. Yeah, we have a layover in Sydney of 8 hours, so we've done as the tourists do, and are now shooting video footage of something that's been shot 13 billion times before, but is cool nevertheless. Evie, meanwhile, stuffing her face, and said she was getting quite hangry, so I decided to just leave that be, back away, and record this little piece before we leave Aussie soil and head back to the non-frigid, non-wastelands of Canada, where I'm told the leaves are blooming and everything's lovely again. Well, the rain has forced a location change, and we're now underneath a ficus tree amongst the bin chickens. That's one over there. And yeah, to make a long story short, we have established ourselves with the boat, got everything going, and now we have to go home and sell everything that we aren't bringing with us to Australia. So, house, car, and then, yeah, I gotta finish a car project. But yeah, that's it. Get that done, and then we will be residents of Australia until the boat's done. Not this one. She's an immigrant, and they won't allow her to stay for any more than like 12 months or so, max. We sign off with footage of the beloved Aussie bin chicken, aka a white ibis, which is notorious for rummaging for rubbish. Perhaps our spirit animal? Our hiatus from boat building means no more boat videos for a while, but if you're interested to see an actual land yacht being built, take a look at our other channel, Beakworks, where I'm finishing the complete resto mod of a 1967 Lincoln Continental from my friend back in Canada. Thanks for watching. See you!